with Richard Rogers. Happy 30th anniversary, Richard. Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
It's the season that puts candy in the spotlight for what looks like the original may not be, and that can be a dangerous problem. The I-Team investigates next on News 12.
But first, it is the night before Halloween. Parents are wondering if their little ones need to dress warmly tomorrow. We're going to have to layer those costumes up.
It's warm for now, but Riley, not for long.
Not for long at all, guys. I hope everyone enjoyed the warm weather while it did last, because we have a significant cool down. Morning temps not too far away from records. Much more on this forecast in just about 10 minutes.
Thanks a lot, Riley. Of course, if you have kids, tomorrow night is a big night. Halloween means bags of candy after going door to door.
But some companies are copycatting the popular candies. I-Team's Liz Owens shows us why these treats are tricking kids into more than a sugar high.
Well, an Augusta grandmother contacted our call for action office. She was so upset. She said her granddaughter in middle school bought a pack of candy from a classmate. The package looked just like the package of a popular candy, but it was a copycat.
Date September 18th, 2023. Call for service, Glen Hills Middle School. Nature of call: THC overdose. Took a gummy, is now vomiting, feeling sick. Reports like these are skyrocketing across the country. Kids getting sick after accidentally eating THC or Delta 8 infused candies. Georgia Poison Control Center had a whopping 96% increase in calls just last year. More than half of these overdoses involving school-aged children.
It is responsible for a lot of admissions to the emergency room for psychotic behavior, suicidal behavior.
Dr. Marshall Better says today's edibles sold legally in Georgia are nothing like your uncle's special brownies.
So here, this says it's sugar, it's syrup, it's fructose, it's starch. I'm looking for any ingredient. Delta 8 extracts is what it's saying, and then some other MCT oil, but the thing that's active is Delta 8 extract. So what is Delta 8? Delta 8 is basically like THC.
While there is a legal limit how much THC can go into an edible, there is no regulation in Georgia on Delta 8 products, and access is as easy as a drive down Washington Road.
First stop was Frank's Pharmacy. I bought this one here, has Delta 9 and CBD in it.
So this one is your CBD store or SunMed,
And got these gummies right here, strawberry banana, Delta 8.
Some packages contain this warning: 21 years and up. Keep out of reach of children and animals. But it's only a suggestion. It's not a legal requirement in Georgia. The federal government found some companies marketing edibles containing Delta 8 THC with packaging and advertising that mimic candy and snack brands that are popular with children.
Okay, CBD Central got 3 packs of gummies that look a lot like candy that you would buy from the gas station.
You got to see this for yourself, because this is what really shocked me. Is we have the Airhead Extremes. These are gas head extremes. Packaging looks the same. We have Skittles, we have Zittles. Again, the packaging looks a lot alike.
Right, but is a 12-year-old going to notice that?
12-year-old won't notice it at all. There's a problem. But the parents have to be more aware.
Here's the scary part. You take the candy out of the packaging, and even an adult can't tell the difference between the fake candy and the real candy. Which one has Delta 8 in it, which one doesn't.
We're talking about candy and we're talking about Halloween coming up. I can see the connection, obviously, but I would really be careful in what you go through the candies before you let them loose. I think even in the older days, people looking for razor blades and integrity of the package. It's an extension now that we have to look for things like this as well.
Meaning what looks like a treat could be a trick.
One of these is not like the other. And what's really so truly scary about this, I was thinking about it, is like, okay, what happens if a kid gets high off of this? It can't be that bad, right? Well, there's no regulations. So there could be, the only regulation is like how much THC can be in there legally.
Right.
But there could be anything else, laundry detergent. Not saying none of this candy has that in there, or
You don't know.
you
It's
don't
not
know. And on
regulated.
top of it, even as an adult, but imagine a kid, you're supposed to have
One or two.
one or two. I mean, most kids are going to eat an entire pack. I would if I thought it was candy, but like, so that's a big concern. And lawmakers they're starting to understand the concern here. So there was actually 2 bills that were introduced this past session that would make it where either 18 or 21. You would have to be that age to buy it. Both of them failed, so you can expect to see that probably pop up again in the spring.
So all of these you bought at a gas station?
No, I did not get them at a gas station.
Okay.
I got them at a CBD store.
At a CBD
But,
store,
yes.
but you don't have to be carded.
No, you do not. Yeah. So
That's concerning as a parent.
it is very concerning, yeah, because anybody could walk in there and get it, and like it, and to me, I mean, just like this poor little middle schooler, she thought she was buying a pack of candy for $1,
Right.
ate it, and then ends up in the ER. So.
Gosh, it is scary. A new set of challenges as a
Right,
parent.
and this is something to pay attention past Halloween too. I mean,
Right.
we've had multiple reports in our area of these kinds of poisonings or overdoses.
And talk to your kids about it. Show them the story and show them.
Just show my daughter; she's here right now.
So
I
they
was like,
know
don't
to
do
look
this.
at the packaging
Right.
because you're right. I mean, this is going to continue to be an issue.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Liz.
Also tonight, Georgia State Patrol says the juvenile is in the hospital after being hit by a vehicle earlier today. They say these injuries are believed to be serious. All this happening on Highway 80 and Freeman Street in Warren County. They say they were hit while crossing the highway, trying to catch up to a Warren County school bus. The family says 6-year-old Mitchell Frost is in the ICU at our children's hospital right now on a breathing tube, and doctors are checking for internal bleeding. The Georgia State Patrol investigating. We're going to keep you updated on Mitchell's condition. A school safety officer at Lucy Laney found a loaded gun at the school today. The school district says a student reported that weapon to staff. Officers then walked that student into a room, searching that backpack, and they found the weapon. The school was on lockdown while they did all this. The student will be addressed by this code of conduct. We'll let you know what they decide about filing charges in that case.
3 Columbia County students and a bus driver were sent to the hospital after a crash this morning. The sheriff's office says a deer ran onto White Oak Road, causing the truck to swerve into the oncoming lane. The bus was driving in the opposite direction, and the driver tried to swerve out of the way but hit the truck. 8 students were on board at the time, and we're told the injuries are not serious.
New tonight, the suspect arrested in the 2020 deadly shooting at the Augusta Mall will spend 25 years in prison. Tony Burton found guilty today in a shooting that claimed the life of Darrell DeMarcus Little. The jury found him guilty of 2 counts of voluntary manslaughter and another weapons charge. Evidence at trial revealed when the shooting started as a fight there in the mall.
Also new tonight, an investigation finds Burke County deputies' use of force was justified in a stun gun incident that left a man dead. The DA will not be taking that case to a grand jury. Back in July, deputies were called to help EMS with someone with mental health issues being combative on Bailey Road. After some back and forth, deputies used their stun gun, but Freddie Walker continuously got up several times after refusing to cooperate. Later that night, investigators on the scene say he became unresponsive. They took him to Burke Health, where he was pronounced dead.
This is 16-year-old Eva Matthews, and today is her birthday. She should be celebrating, turning 17 with friends and family, but instead they're all mourning her loss. Eva died 3 weeks ago, and tonight her parents still don't know what caused her death. Could be months before they find out. Earlier this year, we uncovered backlogs at the crime labs and exposed a shortage of medical examiners. The GBI forensic team is slotted for 18 positions, but there were 8 vacancies as of September. We've spoken with families desperately searching for answers. Cindy Hood introduces us to the Matthews family and how they're turning their pain into action.
You wonder, did I do something wrong? Did I miss something? Was there something I could have done differently? You will always wonder those things.
Wondering what happened to their vibrant,
She wanted to be a screenplay writer.
full of life,
There's nothing she couldn't do.
16-year-old daughter.
We know autopsy results are backed up, but now you add on this other layer of families don't know when their loved one's going to come home.
Eva's body was with the GBI for a week.
So we feel like we kind of got robbed of some last moments to let not just us, but her friends and other family to be able to say goodbye to her.
So with Eva on their mind,
We want to try to help other families that are dealing with the same situation. We want to start advocating for them so that maybe we can get some changes made.
Just like Eva would have wanted.
Eva was wanting to stand up for people, to make sure people were seen and heard. And I know it was her just saying, Mom, I need you to just try. Just have my voice heard. Just for others, not just for me, but for others.
That's how Eva lived her life, and that's how they want her name to live on after her death. In Augusta, Sydney Hood, on your side.
It's been 3 weeks now since Eva Matthews died, and her family is still waiting for those answers.
Augusta food trucks are hungry for business, but a new ordinance could complicate things. Leaders trying to offer solutions. We explain next on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
And the start of November is looking very cold for us. We'll likely see our first freeze later this week and temperatures that are more normal for the month of January. Look at that full forecast next.
Time and temp.
In store Wednesday all the way through Friday with those chilly temps, and then to the weekend, we do get into the 70s once again.
Big changes on the way, Riley. Thank you. Augusta commissioners are looking at a new food truck ordinance tomorrow following issues over the summer months. It was tough for their staff to check business licenses at big events like the Saturday market. Right now, there's not a lot on the books in Augusta for food trucks, and you just have to have a business license, and your truck has to be attached to an address for its home base. Craig Allison joining us live now with a look at what they're looking to change.
Well, for this truck that has a deal with the property owner, they're allowed to park it here too. But for us, a new where you can't.
You move to another location, the other location is not that good, so it's hard to move. It's a little struggle sometimes.
Mr. Sariano has been in the food truck business for 4 to 5 years, mainly in Florida, but moved to Augusta in the past few months. He says a new ordinance could make things challenging for others.
It's hard work since in the beginning because you have to start little by little and then be constant in your food, at the locations, the hours. It's a lot of hard work. They came to me and they offered me the spot. And because they are private property, I'm allowed to stay here.
Along with safety and business license rules, some restrictions include being 15 feet away from hydrants, alleys, vegetation, and more.
There's a lot of work that's going to go into making sure that this ordinance is fair, you know, and I don't think that the ordinance as it presents right now is ready for passage.
For this truck, hopefully something less restrictive.
Actually terrible, because literally if they have that much trouble to work, they won't be able to make profit.
This new ordinance is going to commissioners tomorrow's meeting. First in Augusta, Craig Allison on your side.
We do apologize for the video breaking up there. In other words, Craig said this is going before commissioners tomorrow. Craig will be there to let us know what commissioners decide on how to move this forward. Thanks for the live update there, Craig. The man who allegedly shot an Augusta mother facing more charges tonight, but now that mom still wants to know why and how Hamilton was out of jail in the first place. We dig deeper next at 6 o'clock.
First Alert Radar.
Ticketmaster.com. You can see a lot of like your cars are out there actually hydroplaning. I think it's a dangerous situation.
Mama?
She's on her way, bud.
Hey, hon. It's nasty out there.
I'm glad you're home.
Stay safe.
I will. Tell them to save me some.
When others head in, we head out. Dominion Energy.
Come and experience Sunday.
Tonight, we're learning more about the man accused of shooting an Augusta mother in her front yard in broad daylight. Dion Hamilton now has another charge of simple battery added to his list of charges in this case. Last week, we uncovered Hamilton is no stranger to the courts. Tonight, as our Hallie Turner reports, the mother wants to know how Hamilton was out of jail in the first place on parole. But first, a trigger warning. This video is disturbing. It has gunshots and screams.
A week after she nearly lost her life. The bullet from this gun forever rests under her tattoo. Most of life's greatest lessons are learned through pain.
He took that from me. I can't drive. I can't take my son places.
She says the greatest lesson she is learning is question everything.
Why was he out with multiple offenses? My child was with me. How was this man let out?
Dion Hamilton is no stranger to the slammer. In 2018, he was sentenced to 15 years total for assault and a weapons charge, serving 4 behind bars, the remainder on probation.
How can you make sure that men like him don't get out again?
Putting him back on the streets last fall under someone else's watch. But it seems he violated all of that in July when he was charged with simple battery and family violence.
Somebody dropped the ball on this man and let him out into the community knowing how dangerous he was.
But attorney Sam Nicholson says it's hard to tell if someone dropped the ball.
It appears he committed a new offense while he was on probation that may possibly cause his probation to be revoked after a probation revocation hearing. And it's not clear to me if probation knew about that.
Looking at the documents we showed him, he says he doesn't know how he slipped through the cracks.
So he couldn't get bonded out on that charge. They would come up flagged, okay, you're on probation, you don't get to get out. I'm not sure how he got out on that now that I think about it.
Now, my next call is to the Georgia Department of Community Supervision because now I have questions about his probation. Was there ever a hold, or is this just the way the system works? I'll keep you posted. Certainly answers a lot of people are waiting for. Hallie, thanks for digging into this.
Well, high temperatures over the next couple of days will be 20 to 30 degrees colder than what we've seen over the last several afternoons. Now look at that 7-day forecast just after the break.
You're watching News 12 on your side.
It's not time. Save big on cars, trucks, and SUVs. Lease a new 2024 Camry LE for $289 a month.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, remembering beloved actor Matthew Perry, how he tried to help people struggling with addiction, and why it could take weeks to confirm the cause of his sudden death. That's tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
Well, live look at sunset over Clarksdale Lake from our Thermon Dan cam. Mostly clear skies at the moment. You may have noticed some haze in the sky out there earlier this afternoon. That was actually from some control burns going on in Warren, Hancock, and Washington County this afternoon. Just ahead of this cold front that does head our way Tuesday, you can see it is kicking up a line of showers, just kind of a broken line of showers from the Gulf Coast up towards the northeast. We're not expecting significant rain from this, but just cannot rule out a few light showers during the day Tuesday. This rain is most likely going to start in our northern counties up towards the lake by around daybreak Tuesday. Those temps will be in the 50s, most likely all day long if you live north of I-20. You can see for us here in Augusta, this is around 3 p.m., and you can see there is still some light rain across the area. By the time we get closer to sunset, though, a lot of this rain is expected to push east. So if you have plans to maybe do some trick-or-treating tomorrow evening, definitely doesn't look like a washout, and I wouldn't cancel your plans to do that despite the chance for maybe a few showers out there. We do bring in that cold air, though. Our high temp tomorrow only 65, and then we're seeing morning temps near freezing Thursday and Friday.
Big changes blowing in here, Riley. Thank you for that. Our next live update is at 7 o'clock on NBC 26.
And we'll see you back here with more news at 11.